Hello and welcome to the Dragon Den. I'm KingofDragons 5000 and today we have another action figure review. Today I'll be taking a look at the Jada Toy Street Fighter 2 Guile. Getting Guile out of the packaging, he has to be one of Jada Toy's most painted figures and it looks quite impressive. Although at first glance Guile does appear a little bit stocky, it doesn't take anything away from the figure. Guile is going to come with two different head sculpts, as well as two pairs of hands, a comb, his dog tag, and the sonic boom. Taking a look at Guile's details, it's actually quite nice, and Jada Toys was able to do a lot here with Guile. There are some spots that could have been improved, but for the most part the detailing here on Guile is very impressive. As we have a look at the head sculpt, Jada Toys has done a fantastic job here with Guile, giving him this really mean scowl. The eyes are painted very nicely and they actually look good, especially with the beetle brow going over his eyes. The sculpt work in his hair is actually quite impressive as it captures that signature Guile look. However, it's just done in this yellow plastic and a little bit of paint would have done a lot for his hair. Around his neck he is wearing his dog tags, which are done in this nice ball bearing necklace. And Guile is wearing his signature green tank top. The tank top actually has some impressive texturing as the line work in it is quite impressive. And because the tank top hugs his body nicely, you can still see some striations in his muscles. Having a look at his arms, Guile has these very massive arms. On either of his shoulders he does have the American flag tattooed, which is done very nicely. And his arms have a very nice muscular physique, capturing all that impressive musculature. You can see some of his veins popping out from his skin, which is actually sculpted very nicely. Around his waist, Guile is going to be wearing a brown belt with this really nice silver buckle. His belt is sculpted nicely along the pants, and I really like the fact that you can see all the belt loops. And Guile is going to be wearing his signature camo pants. The camouflage pattern is actually quite impressive and the paintwork on it is very clean. You can still see some details in the pants, such as the pockets on the back of his pants as well as the pockets on the side. And one thing I absolutely love is that there is texturing going throughout his pants. And his pants are going to be tucked into his military style boots, which are done in this really nice green and brown color scheme. The laces on his boots are going to be sculpted and they actually painted them very cleanly. And the sculpt work in his boots is quite impressive, as we do get a difference between the green and brown parts of his boot. So overall, the paint and detail on Guile is going to be quite impressive, as most of the paint did go to his camouflage pants. And the texturing done on his tank top and his pants is actually quite good, and it does bring a lot of details out. With the fantastic paint and details out of the way, let's compare Guile to our usual suspects. Guile is going to stack up nicely when compared to domestic toy lines, but he fits in perfectly with 1/12 scaled action figures. Guile is going to scale nicely with other true 1/12 scaled figures, but his perfect home is going to be with the Jada Toy Street Fighter line. Guile has a double ball joint in the head and a ball joint in the neck. Butterfly joints in his shoulders. Arms hinge out to the side and do a full 360. Swivel at the bicep and double hinge at the elbow. He does have a hinge and swivel at the wrist. Guile does have a ball joint in the upper torso as well as a ball joint in the lower torso. His legs will kick forward, go back, out to the side, and have a thigh swivel. He will have a double bend at the knee, a swivel in his boot, a hinge in the ankle, and forward-facing pin for rocker ankle. Jada Toys continues to be a powerhouse with their releases, and Guile here is going to be another solid release. There's a lot of impressive detailing here on Guile, whether it's the texturing done on his tank top or the texture running through his pants. They did a really good job with the sculpt work here on Guile. Although his skin tone does seem a little bit bright, I do appreciate the fact that there's still some shading in the musculature. And just looking at his pants, you can see that Jada Toys went all out, especially the way the camo pattern looks. It's a detail that could have been overlooked and done poorly, but Jada Toys actually did a very fantastic job getting that camouflage pattern. And I really do appreciate the fact that he does come with his comb so he can simulate his iconic pose where he combs his hair. I think the main problem with Guile is that he does appear a little bit stocky because his legs do seem a little bit short compared to the rest of the figure. I do feel like his legs could have been just a little bit longer, but it's not a big deal as most of the time you're probably going to have Guile pose turtling. And of course, getting him posed doing either his sonic boom or his flash kick is a lot of fun, and that's something I really do appreciate out of the Jada Toys line. At the time I'm making this video, Guile is going to be available on sites like Big Bad Toy Store, where I did pick mine up for about $25. Being on my top 5 favorite Street Fighter characters, Guile was going to be a must-have, and I'm really happy to finally have him in my collection. If you're a fan of Guile or just want to complete your Street Fighter roster, you're going to want to have this figure in your collection. And before we wrap up this video, I want to take a moment to thank you for watching another video here on the Dragon Den. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out the rest of my Jada Toys Street Fighter collection. If you're in a position to help out the Dragon Den, check out my Patreon, where I have some exclusive content and early access videos. Check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, videos, recent pickups, latest prints, and as always, ring that bell so you never miss another video. And until next time, my loyal Dragonites coming from the Dragon Den, I'm King of Dragons 5000 reminding you to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim. I'll see you next time.